Hey guys, I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. How are you doing? Well, we're doing a very special lesson series today. It's Eric Carmen, and it's that song All By Myself. Everyone has heard it. And it's a special version. It's the solo version where he plays a lot of piano stuff in the middle. That's the version we're doing. The link's in the description. You can listen to that. But let's get started here. All right, so there's 3 lines actually. We'll do all 3 in this part 1. Here's the verse. When I was young, I never needed anyone. Making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. And it's great. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to do the whole page here. I'm giving you more than I usually do. So we'll go through the whole first page, and I'm going to take you step by step on it. If you remember, you can download the sheets for this. That's very helpful, as well as any of the other sheets. God's been doing this for 17 years. There's such a lifetime of content on the website. You can play pretty much anything you want to play on there at this point. And I'm just loving it. And see no end in sight. So let's get started here. All right, so here are 2 lines on the screen there. Hope you like the new screen and the staff kind of lightly behind. Everybody's kind of really loved that. All of you who follow my lessons, you know, it doesn't bother you any because you're used to the way I do the tablature. But then if you read music, it'll give you that extra help of kind of seeing where the notes are on the staff. All right, so this is really neat. Arrangement, CF on the right hand, 3 and 5, and then F on the thumb. I'm starting right there. And I guess we'll just call these 8th notes 1 and 2 and 1, okay? Now, we're going to have this figure a lot, this pattern of a chord and then the thumb, okay? And you need to make sure when you're doing that you have a rotation in your wrist. Okay, I'm kind of going this way. You can see a little bit in that view. Whoops, but especially, okay, I kind of move back and forth. You want to stay loose in the wrist, okay? Because you're going to have that pattern all the way through, and you're going to get a really stiff wrist if you lock up and try to stay absolutely still on it, okay? And then, boom. So we're going to add that really low F octave right there, okay? So 1 and 2 and 1. And then here it is. That's all the intro, okay? Then the singing will start there with the verse. When I was young, and then you don't play the F again, you just keep holding it. When I was young, I never needed it, okay? So what chord have we been doing thus far? We have only 2 letters, F and C. Well, sometimes a chord will be just an open 5th, and it gives sort of a hollow sound. And that's kind of preferable sometimes to a whole chord, okay? And so Eric does that here in the beginning. And so it's just an open 5th, and gives that hollowness that we want, okay? But we do consider it to be just an F major chord, okay? Now, when we get here, never need it. So what do we have there? We have a G, half diminished, G, B flat, D flat, F. Over there, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. And there's again that chord motion to the thumb, and make sure your hand has that movement. Okay. Never needed him with an F bass. Okay. So it's a G half diminished 7 with an F bass. Needed anyone. It's kind of like a B flat minor with a G added, if you want to think of it that way. Anyone. And then we're back to the open 5th, C and F with 3 and 5. Making love. So this, no singing there, but aren't these chords just beautiful? Okay, C, G with 2 and 5, A on the thumb, left hand on E flat octave, 1. Na, 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 na. And then we have C, D, G with 2, 3, 5, A on the thumb, left hand on a D octave still, or it goes to a D, E flat to D. It was just for fun. So right here, this was a suspension. Okay, the G is suspending the F sharp, and then he resolves it. And make sure you change the pedal on that F sharp. Love was just for fun. Then we go to G minor, B flat D G 2 3 5. G on the thumb, left hand on a low G octave. So you have the dum ba bum, but don't hammer it. Legato. Okay, when you get to that B flat, well, did we talk about that? B flat D G 2 3 5, G on the thumb, G minor. Okay, keep that movement going. 1 and 2 and dun dun. So we're back to the G half diminished 7 with a B flat on the bass instead of an F on the bass. Dun, those days are gone. So A, C, F with 2 3 5, F on your thumb, left hand on an A. So he's very, Eric Carmen is one of those that kind of has slipped for me. It's a kind of a hole in my music rock knowledge. I grew up a classical pianist. I know all the classics. I didn't start really learning popular stuff, rock and roll and all of that until my 30s, actually. So I've learned a lot about certain artists, Elton John, Billy Joel, Jackson Browne, you name it, all these hard requests. But Eric Carmen's one of those I don't know a whole lot about. Now, I know this song, okay, and I know another song, a couple of others that are famous hits, but I haven't really, looked at his music a lot. It's just, one of those things I never, like I said, kind of holes in there of some artists. But he's really interesting because the way he writes, he's very classically minded, I think. In fact, in the middle of this, I hear a lot of Rachmaninoff, some Chopin, a concerto movement, a little bit that kind of maybe his influences his style. And the way he writes his chords, his inversions are just they're right. They're not just someone that barely plays piano and they're sitting down trying to chord and sing a song. It's very well thought out. Some of it is kind of, there's a fistful of notes, but it's very musically done, and he's very interesting to me. I never really realized how much depth he had in his composing. So anyway, that's my little confession there. So he's one I could study a little more. All right, so when you get right here, I mentioned that because he has a little ritardando there, a little slow down, kind of like a classical piece might do. 1, 2, and. Okay, so right there, I put ritardando, so you're slowing down just a little bit. B flat, D flat, F, 2, 3, 5. Left hand on a G. Then an F, and then that's a C7. There's an E in the bass, but remember that most of the time the bottom note of the whatever you play in the left hand will be the name of the chord, but not always, and here it's not. Right hand has B flat C G. That's kind of a stretch, okay? And I have a very flexible, stretchy hand, and that's a little bit. I can see some of you have trouble with that, so you might want to do thumb thumb. Okay, you can just do thumb thumb, but if you can reach it 2 3 5 like me, you can just do that. Okay, but if at all it's hard to reach that, just play thumb, thumb. Okay, so that last measure. Oh, sorry. Make sure you change the pedal on both those chords. Okay, so from the very beginning, intro 1, 2, don't rush. Bass, but not too loud. Here's the singing. When I was young, never needed anyone. Making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. Forgot my lyrics. So a little bit of a ritardando. Don't overdo it. It's a little bit of a slowdown. Okay, now let's look at that third line. And then I'm just calling this verse 2 because he does, a lot of times songs will, before they get to the big chorus, they'll actually have 2 verses. Da, 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 da. And then we have na, 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 na. All right, so some stretches in here. If you can do it this way. will. All right, so da-na-na-na, ACF 2-3-5, left hand on an F. One, ba-ba. And this is the only time it does that, I think, in the song. Dun-dum, and 2, and da-da. All right? So if you're playing this, and you just want to do with the singing part, the part you heard on the radio, then great. The middle part's very classical sounding, so that can be optional, if you want to do it or not. But don't think you have to do it, okay, unless you want to. So F chord. So not the open fifth now the full chord. Na 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 na. B flat, D flat, F, left hand on the G. Also hear Beethoven influence too. So he probably grew up a classical guy, playing classical music. I would just guess that. ACF 2-3-5. And then. Now I hear all four of those notes, C, E flat, G, A. Most of you are just going to have to go like this, thumb, thumb. No, 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 but I'm pretty sure I hear that whole chord in there. Now what you could do, to make it a little easier, you could leave the A out. My thing is I try to give you exactly what I'm hearing. Sometimes I hear overtones, and may put an extra note by accident, but I think I'm actually hearing all four of those. But if you need to make it a little easier, you can just do C, E flat, G with 2-3-5. Na, 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 na. But if you want to play them all, I actually think I hear them all. And thumb is not bad, but if you can do this, na, 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 to have a stretchy hand, I can do it. C, E flat, G, A, 2-3-4-5. Na, 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 na. Then C, D, G, as left hand drops to D. A, C, D, F sharp, A. And then you have B flat, D, G, left hand on a G. That's a G minor. And then we're doing this thing again. Bum, bum. Okay, and that's the first page. Let's play it all. Okay, so here we go. All right, and beginning. 1, 2. Here's the verse. When I was young, I never needed anyone. Making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. Slow down. No, 1. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Na-na-na-na-na-na. All right, and seriously there, if that's hard at all, just na-na-na. You don't have to have that on the top. You can just do this. Sounds just fine. No one will know. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you on the website. We'll do the whole thing. Talk to you later.